Hello everyone, this is the first bonus or update episode of Season 2, Zeeland, The Untold Story of Wade and Ellen Zick. Wow, it's been a crazy couple of weeks since releasing Season 2. I cannot thank you all enough for your wonderful support and your spectacular feedback. This includes those of you from out of state and overseas, but perhaps even more touching for me personally is the feedback I've received from the residents of the Zeeland area. As I mentioned on 2 or 3 radio interviews here recently, it really has been an honor for me to be the one to have the opportunity to tell this story. I want to thank the families of the Zicks again, the Wald and Mammal families, for allowing me to tell this story. And of course, most importantly, thank you to all of you who have been listening. In this update episode, we're going to meet Peter Hicks, the songwriter behind the Canadian band Sleepy Driver, who very generously allowed Dakota Spotlight to use their songs and musical arrangements in Season 2. Let's meet Peter Hicks, the songwriter behind Sleepy Driver and the music from Season 2. I talked to him on the phone the other day, and my first question for him was, where in the world does he live?
I am in east coast of Canada, so New Brunswick is side by side with the state of Maine. So we cross the border into Maine if we're heading into the States, but New Brunswick is one of those Atlantic Canada provinces.
My understanding is, I'll let you tell us, but yourself and Sleepy Driver, this is not something you're necessarily expecting to make a living on. You're kind of like me, right? You don't have backing. You're an artist doing your best to sort of produce what you can and hopefully make some kind of compensation along the way. Is that accurate? Or?
Well, it is accurate. I mean, as far as music goes, it's something that I've done my entire life, and with Sleepy Driver, it's really a collection of like-minded people. So it's many of us are professionals, and specifically in the IT world, and that's how most of us met. Actually, is through our jobs. And I had a bunch of songs, I had a lot of ideas, and these guys are great players. I think that the one rule that we had when we were pursuing it is that it always, because we're all family guys, we all have families and kids and things like that, and cool. Mortgages and whatnot. So I mean, the one rule of Sleepy Driver was that it always had to pay for itself. As far as producing albums and playing festivals and doing, mini tours and things like that, it's always been something that has paid for itself and has paid off. So it's
very cool,
been wonderful. So otherwise, the music would have just stayed in the basement.
I came across your song North Dakota on Bandcamp, which we can talk about Bandcamp a little bit, but I just asked you, is there any path to that you would allow me to use some of your music in the podcast? And you accepted, so I just wanted to ask you, why did you accept to collaborate with Dakota Spotlight?
Yeah, well, there were a few things at play there, and I think that the greatest thing is, as far as the influencing factor, was me going to your website and seeing what you had produced to date. So listening to the Season 1 and seeing just the website presence and things like that. But also, one of the things that you might not know about Sleepy Driver is that through the albums, there are actually quite a few murder ballads. We were actually kind of mapping out an album of murder ballads for the band to produce, and it would be more of a collection, because over the span of the albums, there are a few interrelated songs that if you kind of thread them together, kind of form a narrative. And so we were planning our own murder ballad album, and I thought, wow, to get involved in providing the atmospheric music or the soundtrack to a true crime podcast really ties into our own concept really nicely.
The driver killed the engine, and the hum of the blue and white vehicle was replaced briefly with the pre-dawn silence of the North Dakota prairie. All five exited the car. Holding a shotgun, one of the young men that's what a great coincidence, or whatever you want to call it, because I want to say I contacted you fairly late in this whole process. I started on this in May last year. And I don't think I contacted you before, what we have, Thanksgiving, somewhere around there. And now I can't even imagine season 2 without your music. I can't imagine it.
Oh yeah, well, and it's quite something. I'm getting my own feedback from our fans here who are loving the fact that they're listening to something, and then here come the familiar notes of Sleepy Driver kind of creeping into the background.
David Feist pointed their new $900 1969 Pontiac Catalina towards Canada and hit the gas. As they churned out the last few hundred miles to the border, it's tempting to wonder what was going on in their minds. Was Gregory Huber thinking of his mother and his family? Was David Feist thinking of his girlfriend in Selby, South Dakota? As the landscape of the Pacific Northwest rolled by them, did they think they were going to get away? And if so, what would they do in Canada?
Mile marker, count 'em up, son. Between what once was and what's begun.
What's the best way for people to get a hold of your music, in your opinion, or to support you?
Sure. Well, I guess as the starving artist, as you like to put it, the best way is always to buy directly from the band, and you can do that through Bandcamp. So sleepydriver.bandcamp.com is a place where we are hosting and selling our music both digitally and CDs. Really, we're available on all of the streaming platforms as well. And I realistic enough to know that people consume music in all different ways, and I think it's just flattering that people are looking for us and listening to us no matter what the vehicle.
Let's talk about some of your songs that I used in season 2, shall we?
Sure, yeah.
Should we start with the most obvious one, North Dakota? I mean, I didn't ask you before, are you the only songwriter of Sleepy Driver, or how does that work?
I am actually the only songwriter on for Sleepy Driver. So North Dakota and actually all of the albums, with the exception of I think one tune on one of our later albums, I'm the sole songwriter. So music, melody, and lyrics. So the band, obviously it wouldn't be a band without band contributions. So I mean the songs are arranged and performed by everybody in the group, but the actual core songwriting is all me.
Well, that's fantastic. So let's tell us about the song North Dakota.
And I'm going far away.
I'm the type of songwriter that strap on my acoustic guitar and I walk around the living room for sometimes hours at a time and play through chords and sing random melody lines, etc. until something sticks. With this song in particular, it was actually written in probably less than half an hour from beginning to end.
And I'm jealous of the sun, 'cause it sees you every day. And I'm gonna
while North Dakota, I've never actually been to North Dakota, and
right.
but it was one of those things where I was trying to think about somewhere that just captured, country and isolation and things like that, getting away from the big city, right? And so North Dakota kind of came to mind, and then some of the other lyrics, this would be maybe a surprise to some of my family, but some of them are inspired by love letters that my great uncle had written back in wartime. Yeah, the line in particular, I'm jealous of the sun because it sees you every day. He had a line in one of his letters that was very similar to that. You know, I wish I was the sun so I could see you every day.
And I'm sleeping in my car with the radio on and the wind.
I guess I didn't ask you, how did you guys come up with the name Sleepy Driver?
Well, if we want to go right back to, I was noticing a real trend in the songs that I had written at that point, in that a lot of them had to do with driving, and a lot of them had to do with coming from or going to someone that you love, and sometimes in love, or in reconciliation, or seeking forgiveness, or you're getting away from something. But it was just a lot of relationship songs that involved driving. And even North Dakota, for instance, that whole concept of you're on the road and you're putting yourself to the point of exhaustion because you just need to get somewhere.
I got a good heart.
Yeah, Cold Black River is a song I think is more just some of the lyrics in it kind of capture that idea of somebody who knows right from wrong, but they always choose wrong. I've got a good heart is the first line, but it's all about getting caught in the current of bad intentions. Yeah, well, mile marker is one of those things about, it's about people who know that they have strayed from the right path, and they know that they've done something wrong. But in this song in particular, when it goes to the chorus, the night of the fire, basically just realizing that what you could lose. So I think the main hook of the chorus is, hold me like you never will again. And it's it's like, no matter how far away that you get from right, or maybe doing somebody wrong, there is always a way back. And sometimes it's by being humble and hat in hand. So
yeah, it's a great song. Of those three, which one do you think I should play for listeners right now, of those three versions of Mile Marker?
I really like the acoustic version of Mile Marker.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
We'll play that one. Let's play that right now.
Great.
Mile marker, count 'em up, son. Between what once was and what's begun. A mile marker, count 'em off, kid. Between what we should do and what we did. And I know your face like the back of my hand. And I've dreamed of you all across this land. And maybe one, maybe two, maybe 3 days in, I'm losing track of where I've been. And the night of the fire, when I got home, when I came through the door, you said, hold me. Julianne, how do you tell between what you give and what you sell? And now, innocence, where did you go? You're off learning things you shouldn't know. And the night of the fire, when I got home, when I came through the door, you said, hold me like you never will again. 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 Mile marker, count 'em up, son. Between what once was and what's begun. A mile marker, count 'em off, kid. Between what we should do and what we did.
Okay, so that was Mile Marker, the acoustic version by Peter Hicks. We're talking to Peter Hicks. And let's move on to some of these other songs. So I'm going to actually play this one for a second for myself right now. Draw the Curtains Down. I'm pretty sure I used that in a scene where just after the 3 assailants were arrested and were brought back to North Dakota.
Sure. Well, I think with that one, it's very much worthwhile to note the other guys in Sleepy Driver for this. John Heinstein is the name of the guy who plays the keyboards, and Dave Palmer is the pedal steel player, and both are just phenomenal players. And the pedal steel in particular. Is played with just such emotion that I find it incredible.
Dear editor, about the couple in Zeeland who were murdered, is this the kind of life we are to lead? For robbers to go out and kill others like rabbits on the run? Innocent people? Is this the kind of life we in North Dakota are to have? Is our country a land of freedom? To the people of Zeeland, friends and family of the murdered couple, don't you think we should do something about this to protect the innocent? Or will there be another, a next one?
It's been real fun talking to you finally. I mean, like I said, we never talked on the phone until this is the first time. But again, I cannot thank you enough for allowing me to use your fantastic work.
Well, I truly appreciate it too, because this is, even though it seemed to happen randomly and by chance, it's one of the coolest things that I've been involved in.
Once again, to support Peter Hicks and Sleepy Driver, go to sleepydriver.bandcamp.com, where you can purchase both digital and CD versions of their work. If you feel like you got some real value out of Season 2, learning about Wade and Ellen Zick, well, part of that value came from Peter Hicks and Sleepy Driver and their generous contribution to this project. Please consider supporting them too. sleepydriver.bandcamp.com. Dakota Spotlight is produced solely by myself at Everything Midwestern LLC in the state of North Dakota. Permission to use the songs North Dakota, Mile Marker, Cold Black River, and others granted generously by Peter Hicks, performed by Sleepy Driver. Check out and support Sleepy Driver's music on Spotify or at sleepydriver.bandcamp.com, where you can purchase a special Dakota Spotlight Season 2 digital collection with the music from this season. See the link in the show notes or at dakotaspotlight.com. Thank you, Peter Hicks and Sleepy Driver. To God Be the Glory, sung by the Sunday school children at St. Peter's Church, Chaffee, North Dakota, 3 miles from Wade Zick's childhood home. To see photographs, videos, and other premium content, and to support this project all at the same time, please visit dakotaspotlight.com. My email is dakotaspotlight@gmail.com. I'm always looking for the next story. Do you know what that story should be? Thank you so much for listening and for coming along with me to North Dakota.
And I'm bound for North Dakota, to where they got more sky than ground. 'Cause I'm tired of California and that dirty little town. Yeah, I'm bound for North Dakota, to where silence is the sound. And I wanna take you with me, 'cause I like your kind around. And I'm sleeping in my car, with the radio on and the windows down. And I'm up before the dawn, before this heartache gets the best of me. I'm gone and moving on from that city of the lost, of a divide and conquer that I don't wanna know. And I'm bound for North Dakota, to where they got more sky than ground. 'Cause I'm tired